There are choices out there that are pretty easy to make. Coffee or tea, spaghetti or lasagna, French fries or mashed potato, boxers or briefs. Others, however, are so hard that they seem almost impossible to make, much less think about, especially when you're talking about moral dilemmas, when both options just seem unreasonable and even unfair. Yet, you have no choice but to come to a decision. There are moments in life where hard decisions have to be made. It's just inevitable. Here is one of the most difficult would you rather questions that would make you question your own moral compass. But first, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and be notified whenever we upload thought-provoking videos like this. Alright, listen up. So, there you were, just a normal, nothing out of the ordinary day. You woke up full of energy, ready to conquer the day, and you decide to maybe check out the new beach that had just opened, which is 10 minutes away from where you live. You decide to take a jog on the way to the beach to burn some calories and squeeze a workout in before getting to work. As you reach the beach, you notice that there was nobody there except for you, a grandmother, and what seemed to be her grandchild playing near the beach. You start to slow your pace down, take your running shoes off, and bask in the view of the quiet beach. You close your eyes, feel the wind ruffling your hair, the smell of the salty sea, the feel of the sand on your feet, the sound of the calm waves, and an old lady shouting for help. Whoa, that was not a sound you were hoping to hear. You instantly open your eyes to see what all that ruckus was about, and you finally see the grandma and her grandchild being pulled away by a riptide that came out of nowhere. You follow your instincts and sprint to the water to save the old lady and the baby, but because the currents were so bad and with little time that you have, it is technically impossible to save them both. You would rather save at least one of them than lose both, right? This leads us to one of the questions that really provokes thought. Which one would you save, and why? Let us look at both angles and consider why it is better to save one over the other. Now, why should you save the old lady? There are many factors as to why the old lady's life is more important. The old lady may be loaded financially, have a large fortune, and some estates that she could definitely pass on to you as gratitude for saving her life. She may also remind you of your own mother. You may even start to think if your mother was in that very situation, wouldn't you want your mother to be saved too? She could be someone's mom, and she may be a very important person to someone else's life. Sure, she may have already lived a long life, but why end it now? You may not know the old lady, but when you got to the beach earlier, she seemed like a sweet person. Don't you think she deserves to live a longer life? But what about that baby? If you were to ask 10 people about who they would rather save, 8 of them would save the baby in a heartbeat. Why is that? Let's find out why you should save the baby this time. One of the most common answers as to why the baby should be saved over the old lady is because the old lady had already lived a long life, and the baby deserves a chance at life too. Sure, they both have an equal chance at death and survival after drowning and being resuscitated, but the baby has more potential and longer lifespan, whereas the older lady is near her time. Also, don't you think it's generally easier to grieve when elderly people die because that's the cycle of life? The death of a baby feels very unnatural, and it's a lot harder to get proper closure. In terms of your own survival at this point, you might be putting your own life at risk by trying to save the old lady. The reason being, when someone is drowning, they can, and most likely, will pull you down trying to save themselves. You can't deny that. That is just human instinct. Whereas a baby can't do anything, and just simply need to be saved. Now, that is one tough call to make, right? In a perfect world, we wouldn't have to make this decision, and just be able to save them both. However, we like to mess your head up with questions like these that make you recalibrate your moral compass. Sorry about that. So if we throw another choice in the mix, say for example a briefcase with $5 million inside, would you rather save that instead? Now that's something you are considering to choose, wouldn't you? As humans, we can only do so much in a situation like that. It is never a walk in the park when you are faced with a question that has no right or wrong answer. We're specifically talking about moral dilemmas and life-changing decisions here, when both options just seem so unfair or undesirable, but something's got to be done. There's also no denying that when we are face to face with questions like that, Although we already have an answer in mind, we are really just worried about how our answer may define us. So let us know in the comments section below. Who would you save from drowning? You save the old lady? Or would you rather save the baby? Let us know in the comments section below and tell us why you chose who. Don't worry, we won't be judging you based on your choices.